call the meeting to order, please. Let's stand and for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the great state of New Mexico, the Dia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Village of Tularosa monthly meeting. Number one, consideration of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve? Make a motion to approve, please.
Second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Number two, unscheduled correspondence and public comments.
Jeff Tremblay.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees. My name is Jeff Tremblay, and I live in the 49 blocks where the irrigation water provided by the Tularosa Community Ditch Corporation, the TCDC, was inadequate to properly irrigate my property as well as the properties of many of my neighbors. I was aware this would happen based on the schedule the TCDC provided in early March of this year and sent them 3 letters informing them of the problem and offering to help them. They ignored all 3 letters. I am taking the following 3 actions to ensure that the 49 blocks irrigation schedule is corrected prior to the next irrigation season, which starts on April 1 of next year. I've sent a letter to the New Mexico State Engineer asking that in accordance with the New Mexico Statute 72-2-1, she issue a finding that the 2025 schedule was not fair and equitable, and that she instruct the Mayor Domo to implement a proper schedule for the 2026 irrigation schedule. I have sued the TCDC in district court, and in a hearing yesterday, the judge indicated that he would like to have the matter decided prior to the next irrigation season. I have also helped organize a small group of people into the Committee for Fair and Equitable Water Deliveries, and we are campaigning to replace the TCDC commissioners with folks who believe that water should be distributed in accordance with the decree and that lawsuits within the ditch community should be avoided. The committee is holding a potluck at the Senior Center on Saturday, November 8th from 4 to 7 p.m., and though focused on members and shareholders of the TCDC, anyone is welcome to attend, except the commissioners and Mayor Domo, because that would be ex parte communications. I will be providing information on the 2025 irrigation schedule and why the cuts in deliveries were completely unjustified. As part of the education program, I have sent letters to some of the larger property owners within the 49 blocks, and will be sending letters to the farmers. At the potluck, we will also talk about potential candidates for our new commissioners. I have a draft flyer for this event with me, and we will be posting finalized flyers after the Halloween on Granado event. Thank you for your time. May I approach with copies of the letters and flyer?
Sure, I just have a couple of questions.
Sure.
I met with Jeff on Monday, and what he has, you would be very interested to see, especially property owners that have water rights. You guys should take a look at this. He's kind of got it the nail on the head. Is there plenty of water in the creek? Pretty much. And he showed me the scale of how it changes and all that. But in other words, you guys are being cheated out of your water. That's just the bottom line. It really is, you know. And you as property owners that have water rights, you should be absolutely fighting this all the way, because you don't get enough water, you're not timed enough. You guys really need to get with this man. It's very interesting. You need to tell him what you are. What were you?
I'm a hydrologist with about 40 years of experience, and I used to be the head of the adjudication section for the Arizona Department of Water Resources. I was one of the main advisors to the last 2 directors.
So what Jeff showed me more or less is that the village people are not getting their water, but the farmers are getting everything they need. So, you know, you guys be aware of that. It's your water, you know, you have rights. Do you guys have any other questions?
Thank you.
Was that tied with the village as well?
Well, of course, we have shares, you know,
Right.
but
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Appreciate your efforts too.
he's done a lot of research and work on this.
Joan Price.
Thank you very much. Now we have a comprehensive plan, and it features a big emphasis on the history of Tularosa, how it can be brought out to visitors, how we could be a destination for an amazing history. I'm with Hornado Research Institute, and we've had like 5 conferences, and each conference features scholars contributing papers on histories of the Tularosa Basin, the old wagon tracks, the missiles, the ranchers and what happened to their water. These are scholarly, deep articles. We've had 5 conferences, and every one of them, features important history of Tularosa. So I'm simply inviting you. I gave you pictures of an exhibit, a portable exhibit that I have that accompanies my history of Tularosa that is now published in this volume. So it is now published in a peer-reviewed, and I want to make it available to the public. I have put this exhibit up 2 or 3 times, and I'm happy to put it up and give a little talk at any event you have. For example, if the Historical Society of Las Cruces wants to come over, this is a really great, maybe putting up in here, or it's very portable. It's pretty easy to set up. I can give tours of the acequia, and I have in the past. I have done public speaking. I have a lecture and a PowerPoint on this particular history, and I really encourage the public now to come to the Feliciana Lopez and Perfecto Tejas Resource Center, which is actually my home. It was built in 1873, and I've done the research on how that particular building was built on one of the earliest acequia systems. And all of the families that came together, where they came together, from Fort Stanton, which is not known, from Mesilla, from all over to work together to create the acequia systems. And it goes on from there. It's a good lecture. I've gotten good feedback on it. That's available for any of the events that you might have, and a PowerPoint. And so I'm just saying, we are a resource center, and we do have a history here, and we have a lot of scholars that have contributed amazing, amazing articles. For example, you remember Pete Eidenbach.
Your time's up, Joan.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pete's one of them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you. Any more unscheduled?
Larry Berry.
Most of y'all are aware that and y'all graciously allowed us $5,000 as kind of seed money for a teen court and driving program. And we had the DWI people brought their vehicle over, their car, and it's set up in the courtroom. And I think Mark was there. I think he's the only one that was able to make it. But anyway, it's still set up there.
Oh, good.
And if any of y'all want to go play on it, if you know anybody else in the community that'd like to try it out and see how they like it and stuff. But it was a really good meeting, real informative and stuff. And Vivian's about got our packet together, so we can go and start trying to find the other funding we need.
Okay.
But I'd like to thank y'all again and extend an invitation to anybody that'd like to go over there. It's in my office and it's set up. You can go in there anytime you want to. All right?
Thank you, Mr. Berry.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get there.
All right, yeah.
It's a good tool for the kids.
It is a good tool. Okay.
Rusty Helton.
Unfortunately, I just woke up about 5 minutes ago. I just wanted to put a good word in for Dean Lester. He's on the agenda tonight, and he was the first officer to show up when my house got broken into. And he is one of the hardest working people that I've ever, as far as working for the village that I've ever met. Another person that is on the agenda tonight is Isaiah. And y'all know how I feel about the roses and all that. And I was just about to give up, and then he texted me and said that he's ready to go full bore. So I'm going to try to help him. And if you can get behind him, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rusty. Thank you. Thank you for all the work you do for us. Anybody else?
That's it.
Okay. So number 3, Rebecca Bryant, Village Clerk, is asking to approve Resolution 2025-2026-8, adopting the FY 2027-2031 Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan, ICIP.
Okay, so this year, do you guys have your little papers?
Yes.
Okay, so this is not the official one, but, they only take the top 5 into consideration. Our top 3 always stay the same because those are the projects that need the most money. We, get a little bit here and there. So the first one would be our sewer line improvements. The second one is water system improvements, and the third one is wastewater improvements. So our fourth and fifth, which we rotate every year, we keep the top 3 the same because we never get enough money for those projects. Number 4 is a dispatch radio system for the police department, in the amount of like $198,000, is what you said, right, Geraldine?
Yes, I up to 25%.
Yeah, so it's a radio system that the police department really needs. We don't really know where to get the funding from, so we're gonna put it on our capital outlay request. Also, number 5 would be Pilar Chavez Road. We've been trying to get that road fixed for a very long time. We definitely need the funds for it, so we're putting that on our top 5 this year. And if you guys wanna make any changes or whatever you wanna do, we still have time. I don't have to turn this in until October 24th. I just need to get the resolution done before that time.
Number 5 is Pilar Chavez? You said Pilar Chavez? Okay, good.
So is this are we putting the bathroom splash pads on that? Is that,
I put a grant for recreation
okay.
for the bathrooms and stuff, so I didn't put it on there. I mean, it's number 6, it's
Right,
still
I
on there,
saw.
but they only take the top.
know, they only
But they
take
still want to see it on our ICIP to show that we're requesting funds.
I always keep wondering if our sewer lines and improvement and our water system's ever gonna come off there.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not for a long time.
So Pilar Chavez, does that include the sewer?
That's what it's for. Mhm.
Can I make a motion?
There's no more
Motion to
questions.
approve?
I moved to approve the resolution.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Roll call, Bruce
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Garwood,
Aye.
Sines.
Aye.
Thank you.
Second, Mark. Second.
Number 4, Rebecca Bryant, Village Clerk, is asking to approve Resolution 2025-2026-9, a request to amend the cooperative agreement with New Mexico DOT for an extension of time for the CN L200599 project for December 31st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026 to complete the planning, design, instruction, and construction of a new 25-foot wide paved roadway for approximately 1,000 linear feet from St. Francis Drive East on Gallegos Lane, including the intersection of Santa Fe Lane, to include Marin Road, including subgrade prep, crushed aggregate base core, hot mix paving, and drainage improvement within the village limits of Tularosa, Otero County, New Mexico.
We had remaining funds from this project, which we already did St. Francis and Gallegos. This money for this grant was due to expire in December. So we got with the engineers and we got an extension of time so we can include Marin Road. So that's why we are amending that agreement to ask for the extension of time.
So Marin Road is the one over there off of Radio Road, correct?
Yes.
Or-
It's collapsing.
And it's just, I guess the developer that put it in didn't do it right and the road's just falling apart. And I had a lady call the other day and she told me she's so afraid to go over there, she might sink in. So she parks her vehicle to visit her kids on Radio Road and walks to the house because she said she's just too afraid that she's just gonna fall in one of those holes over there. So that's why it's like, we have to get that
And when
fixed.
this situation came up and people were coming to talk to us about it, we didn't have the funds for it, but since we did have money left over from this project, we figured we might as well throw that in and get plan and design funds for that street.
Yeah, we have to do something with that street.
Yes.
So. You guys remember talking about it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, everybody remember talking about Marin Road? Okay, that's what it is.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Roll call, Bruce Wallace,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Garwood,
Aye.
Sines.
Aye.
Is Anna here?
No, but I'm gonna talk. She's at a conference in Espanola for work.
Anna V. Hill Senior Center Director is asking for approval of the appointment of Deborah Ostick as a part-time driver as a pay rate of $12 an hour.
So she just hired Deborah about 2 weeks ago. She's been without a second SAP driver since about June. So she's finally able to fill that spot. And from what I hear, she's been working out really good and everything's going good over there. She's looking for approval.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion passed. Okay. Number 5, Rebecca Bryant, Village Clerk, is asking for a closure of all village offices on November 28th, 2025, and December 26th, 2025. Leave will be taken by employees.
So this is the day after Thanksgiving and the day after Christmas. We always ask for the day off for the employees, which we do. We'll have all village offices closed. They will take their vacation or whatever time they have available to have those days off.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
I hear you say aye, Robert.
Aye, Robert.
Okay.
I don't know if they need to be off anyway. I think that Becca needs to be working full-time. 24/7,
We'll put Robert in place of
quit.
you, okay?
even though it looks like it already is happening, huh?
Geraldine Martinez, Chief of Police, is asking for a pay raise for Andrew Yarbrough in the amount of $1. You got the floor, Ms. Martinez.
Trustees, Mayor, thank you for hearing me. Our kennel officer, we have a part-time kennel officer, his name is Andrew Yarbrough. He was hired on in August 8th of 2024. He's just passed his year. He serves as a part-time kennel officer, 20 hours a week. He is going to college and is working on his veterinary degree. He works Friday through Monday, which is a great benefit to our department, as his hours offset the animal controls officer's days off. You know, we need that because the kennel is just crazy. Kennel Officer Yarbrough works with the Kitty City and other local shelters to help us move out the dogs and cats that come into our care. The ugly word euthanasia, I believe, keeps him motivated in doing what he does. Since I have been here, I have gained respect for Kennel Officer Yarbrough, and I appreciate his passion for what he does. It shows. He loves animals and focuses his attention on what's best for them and their care while they're stuck with us. I respectfully request Kennel Officer Yarbrough is approved for a $1 raise, which would bring his pay up to $14.50 an hour.
And this is a full-time position, correct?
I believe it started out as a full-time position, and I talked to him because we could use him full-time. But he's doing his schooling, and he said after this semester, he's going to try to come for full-time, so.
He has a very true, real love of animals, and he tries his best to take care of them as best he can. And I've seen his passion and heard his passion for these animals. And I think we're lucky to have somebody that has that much passion for the animals.
Yeah, I visited the, I call it the pound, but the center over there. And I visited with him and me and my granddaughter with him. And she was impressed with him. She said, yeah, Grandpa, he's a good guy. Really likes animals, doesn't he? I said, yeah, he does. So, yeah.
And also too, I think, you know, you didn't come in, but I think our kennel is probably the cleanest it's ever been.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. So,
I'll make a motion to approve. You got permission?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Motion passed. He will now get his dollar raise. Okay. Number 8, Geraldine Martinez, Chief of Police, is asking to add a position of police service aide and have Dean Lester fulfill that position. But you need to explain to him what else is he gonna do, because it's not on
Well,
there.
I have some examples. I actually stole Alamogordo Police Department's police service aid. I was working on it, the numbers need to be changed, but this is general information. So can I?
Kind of general of what they can do.
Yes, ma'am.
Gave them all a copy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we have it. We all have it. I have one. Is that, oh, that one says Tularosa. No, you changed it.
Get home anyway.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. You typed some more stuff up? Oh,
Yes,
good.
I had to get my thoughts. I'm a scribbler, so this time I type, but.
I think that's a good idea.
Kind of tell him what he's gonna be doing. Okay.
Well, I mean, it says it all in there, but, you know, he'll be available to assist us with minor crashes not involving injury, general traffic control when fire and rescue is not available or needed. He'll be able to help us with transporting prisoners, witnesses, victims to various locations, you know, in Alamogordo, which will save us some time. He'll take, like, police reports that are simple and at times time-consuming, especially when there's no suspect, lost and found property, informational reports, some minor disputes and civil matters. One of the biggest things is he'll be our eyes and ears out in the community when we're not around. And we can use them in court as his testimony is valuable because of his experience. Being that eyewitness is crucial because, as every officer knows, witnesses get lost. They get lost in the potential. We lose witnesses and victims and stuff, and his eyes there will help us out in court. I just did my stuff.
Can do general ordinances too, would be like, you know, the ordinances in the park. I think we could utilize his eyes in the park.
Yes.
Because he can do the trespassing.
I don't know, I'm gonna have to get with the courts on that, because it's my understanding he may not be able to cite those, but if he's there and he's recording, and then we have that eyewitness, he knows a lot of the occupants in the park too. But, you know, a lot of times, like right now, I'm down 14 reports, and I bet you 3 of those could have been handled by his position. You know, while we're working cases and we're stuck with it for the tow truck coming, you know, 30 minutes or more to come and get it, he can stand by and take care of that. He can assist us officers with the disclosure with the DA's office on some of our cases by taking it down there, burning discs. It takes a lot of time to do that kind of stuff. One of the biggest things is that, you know, it's just right now, it's just Officer Kemp is on vacation, and right now it's just me, and Deputy Sepulveda will be out tomorrow. He has a couple days where he's out by himself. But we just don't have the time to go to the schools and make that presence. And with Dean, we'll be able to do that, you know. He can't go hands-on with anybody, I mean, per se, but he can call us and be that eyewitness. And then, of course, the school crossings, you know. I just think that it's unfortunate that he was decommissioned like he was, and it's not over. You know, we're gonna continue working in that direction. But, you know, with Jalen leaving, it opened up that animal control spot. And, you know, he already has his animal control 1 and 2. He really is an asset because he's our taser instructor. He knows our body cam system, you know, it's all computers and stuff. And I'm like, you know, I'm not very computer literate in that matter. He manages our Acts on Evidence program. He's the one we run to when we have problems with the Flex or Motorola system that we use. He's in the process of getting recertified to do the euthanizations. Really hate doing that, but I don't know. I think he's gained a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge while he's been out on patrol, and he'll know his limits, but he'll be able to really assist us. I mean, a great deal, great deal. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm praying that you all will approve, this position. It's going to be like an ACO, PSA, public service aide, and everything's outlined in there. It's pretty general what they can and can't do. But
Can he give tickets to parked cars that are the wrong way down?
yes, he can, and those that are parked in handicap. Like I said, I'll have to get with the courts on because like animal control, they can cite animal control ordinance. You have your code enforcement, they can cite code enforcement. This is going to be a new thing, so it's going to be kind of a touch and go and kind of see what we can do with him to expand it out more.
He also gives driving tests, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He helps me out with that a lot, and it's very scary. The kids are crazy.
He just doesn't have any arrest authority, am I right?
Excuse me?
He does not have an arrest authority.
No, he does not, no.
He will not be doing traffic stops or domestic violence calls, or none of the police calls. More of like his ordinance, the ordinance controls, stuff like that. That's more or less what he's gonna be doing. But like she said, the part where now she doesn't have to take the paperwork to the DA. She can stay here, keep our village safe. He can go and do that, deliver that, transporting prisoners.
Yes.
He can do that kind of stuff, which I know it sounds kind of like we don't need it, but I've been to her office many times and I have seen it. I've seen that her need, Geraldine is probably more harder on herself than any of us could be. And she wants perfection, and she's a perfectionist. And it's hard to be a perfectionist when you're doing this all by yourself, and basically that's what she's doing. She's holding this town up mostly. I mean, she has a little bit of help, she has another officer and he's doing a good job, but it's hard to do this. And if she can get somebody to do her running or somebody to do the parked cars, do those kind of things for her. And like she said, he helps with the computer. He's kind of like a jack of all trades, So I think it would be really beneficial for our police department. What do you guys think?
I agree, because he was a really good officer.
Yes, he was.
And I think, we'll still continue to work with him, and I think down the line, I believe he still wants to go that route, and there's opportunities there, we could work at getting in there, so.
There is.
We'll have a little bit different uniform than the police officers, right?
Yes, right now he's wearing we ordered in some uniforms for animal control, but we could put like animal control ACO and then PSA on it, and then actually add some decals on the truck,
Okay, shoot.
My question is, will he have a badge or not? he
Right now,
will
he
for
has the animal control.
Animal control.
Yes,
I
we
answered
can
my
get
own
one
question,
made,
yeah.
yes.
Any more questions you guys have for
Nope.
Ms.
Doing a
Martinez?
good job with this.
I mean,
Real good.
and also, I don't know, his pay is gonna stay at the $20.50? Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I still, we actually had our evidence audited and lined out. It looks a lot better, and Officer Kemp said he would go ahead and do that for us, but he's learning. He's in the learning mode, so he's being pulled away, and Dean's like, well, I'll go ahead and do that for you, but it's a lot, so I don't know if we're gonna do that, but he offered, and we may just do that when there's time.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Okay.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All righty, one more time, Chief. We got one more thing for you. Geraldine Martinez, Chief of Police, is asking to pay the outstanding bill for Motorola from the general fund. So I think I kind of explained to them what the situation is, but you can go ahead so the public knows, so.
Well, whenever back in like 2019, they had, it's the Tularosa Regional Dispatch Authority, I'm gonna refer to them as TBRDA. they kind of did like a joint PSAP with Alamogordo, Cloudcroft, with us, the fire departments. Currently, they have Mescalero as well. There were portions of that, I think Otero basically covered the most of it, but at some point, we paid something to get it started. And then there was an agreement for us to pay yearly up to $11,000 as a maintenance agreement. Well, it appears we must have paid at least a year or two, but nobody has records of it. There is not an MOU. We need to get an MOU for it, but we have back bills from 2023, 2024, and our current 2025. I mean, they total $23,000 and some change. But obviously, I don't think we have to get 3 quotes because they're different invoices. But after the last meeting, the mayor and I got together and we tried calling some of these entities that I've been talking to, tried calling another number that was given to me, and messages were left. Nobody called back. I don't believe they called you back either, did they, Mayor? And the mayor reached out to the county attorney, and they did find a few things. Basically, kind of the same stuff that I had found whenever I was searching, but a little bit more with signatures on there. And the only signature is Paul Caroli's, and he is retired. He signed it in February 22nd of 2019. I know Ms. Bryant was looking for some paid invoices, but I guess they hadn't found any as of yet. So, but if we're cut off, if they decide that that's it, then we're going to lose all of our reports. We're going to lose our dispatch. We're going to lose everything. So
It's a bill that we have to pay.
yeah.
So one of the suggestions is, I mean, I think we need to pay the bill, but I was talking about paying it in increments. You know, instead
Paying like the oldest one, at least
the oldest one.
1 or 2, and then during budget, we
And
can
what
budget for.
I was thinking is maybe if Mescalero would share a copy of their MOU with you.
I do have that, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
good. Then maybe you and I could sit down and figure out how we're gonna get one, you know?
I was the executive assistant with the sheriff's office, Ms. Alonso. She actually, she sent me I guess it was just something that they were gonna put on their agenda back in February 14th of 2019. And that's all she could find. But I asked her, you know, hey, we're gonna need an MOU. Maybe you can like send this email to someone that can get that ball rolling, but I hadn't heard back. And this was probably, well, it was the 9th that I had last conversed with her.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can get it done. The one in Mescalero seems rather lengthy to me. I don't really think it needs to be that big, but maybe it does. I'm just, because I'm not legal. So.
Okay, so remind me and we'll get together and we'll call Ms. Alonso and we'll talk to her. I'll talk to her too because I know her on a personal side. Maybe she'll do me a favor and help me out. Help me out a little bit. So I think we need to at least pay the oldest bill, correct? And
I think so.
what is the oldest bill? What's the
Like
amount?
7,000 something.
Sorry, it's in the back here. The oldest one, it was due on August 5th of 2023, and that one's $7,184.88.
We need to get that one paid pretty quickly, huh?
General fund?
Yeah, it's gotta come out of the general fund.
Yeah, because they don't have it in their budget right now,
No,
so.
they don't. They will next year,
Yes,
but
well-
right now they don't because of the situation.
I mean, I'm thinking at least if we pay the past due bill and then we could let them know, like in good faith, we're working on getting this other thing taken care of. I think it'll be okay.
I think so.
I think they just want their money,
Yeah.
I think so.
like everybody.
So it's up to you guys.
Make a motion to approve?
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion passed. Thank you, Geraldine, for all you do for this community. I couldn't ask for a better chief. Number 10, Kiso Otero individual is asking for a confirmation that the village is going to produce a piece of property for the residents of Tularosa to utilize for any extracurricular activity.
Okay, so I know you guys know me, but I know there's a few unfamiliar faces. So I'm Casey Otero. I'm the president of the Tularosa Youth Booster Club and the Little League Baseball. I came to you guys in August and we had a discussion regarding possibility of bringing some youth facilities to the area, just because we lack space. I did have somebody ask me before the meeting a couple questions, so I want to clarify, like, the Booster Club and the Little League are not associated with the schools whatsoever. We're a bunch of parent volunteers putting together sports for the local kids in our community, ranging from 3 years old to 15. So we have nothing to do with the schools. Anyways, I'm here tonight to ask for approval to be allowed to utilize the land we had talked about on August 20th behind the senior center, to start by planting a grass field. In the meeting, it was discussed about, you know, the possibility of using that area and the possibility of you guys helping us to get that rolling. So I'm here asking for suggestions and approval for that.
Okay, so I've kind of talked this over, kind of through everybody. I think I have talked it over more or less, but it looks like, you know, I'd have to, I think it's imperative that we look at the piece of property. I'm not saying we're not gonna we're just looking at where we're gonna do it, okay? And we'll get with Angel and I'll probably use his skills to figure out, you know, we'd like to get it as close as we could to a water source, you know, maybe that. But we're gonna provide, it's not given to you, okay?
Well, I
You're-
don't
Yeah,
expect
you're
that.
gonna
I
be
know
able
that.
to use it. It's part of Tularosa. It's gonna be a park, just like any other park in Tularosa,
Okay.
that everybody can use and utilize, okay? So we're gonna get a piece of land, figure it out. We're gonna seed it, and we're gonna bring the water to it.
Okay.
Everything else is up to you. I do wanna stipulate, since it is gonna be used by the public, that if you put goalpost in, you either drill some into the ground where you can unscrew them, you know, and take it down after the season's over with.
Okay.
Because this is gonna be like another park, you know.
And that's what we want. That's
Yeah.
exactly, because we are thinking too, and I kind of spoke to Mark briefly about this, but we're thinking we can even use it for baseball and stuff. So we'll
probably
need those,
could.
you know, we could make it work for a lot of things. So I appreciate that. I really do. That's all we wanted. And we understand it's not ours. We want it for the town, for the village. That's what this is all about, is the village having a place and space. So we appreciate that very much.
Right. We're hoping, you know, we have to get with Angel, and some of the trustees will help me with that, and look at exactly where we want to put it, how big, you know, pretty, you know, close, big enough where you guys can use it for what you need it for,
Okay.
okay?
Well, and like I said, I have people behind me, so anything we can do to help, I mean, we're here, we're ready. I've got people ready to roll, so you guys just let us know.
We might use the fact that, you know, if we buy the seed, you guys put the seed down, you know?
We're open to whatever we can get.
And, you know, and I don't know what the watering situation would be, but that too, you know, we might have to have a little help with the watering situation, that too, okay? What do you guys ask the question? I'm making the proposal, but you don't have to, I mean,
So is the village
What
gonna
about-
go and grade it out, level it out?
level it
and
out.
Seed it and then put water up there?
But it's a park that belongs to
Yeah.
the village.
Water in terms of sprinkler systems, is that what you're talking about?
Well,
I can't hear
yeah.
you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Water in terms of sprinkler systems,
yeah, well,
What we can do out
eventually,
there.
eventually?
What
We'll
about
have
the,
to figure all that out.
we'll have to figure it all out.
Good
And-
idea.
And, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, probably not this football season, because it's too quick, but maybe by baseball season, hopefully. But
No,
at least
no.
you'll have a place.
We're getting a start. That's all we're asking,
Yeah,
so.
you'll have a place. Where are you practicing at right now?
So, right now, we're in football, obviously, so our youth and Pee-wee teams just split the Little League baseball field and use that, right now. Baseball, a lot of my teams were using the community center, where the splash pad's going. They were using, a couple of them would use over by the middle school, that field behind the middle school. And then our older boys were using the old high school baseball field, but now we can't use that one either, so we're just kind of dwindling. So this'll help a lot for us, softball, football. I mean, you don't know how much this is gonna help.
What about the field that we have our overflow from the sewer plant? Is that, I mean, that's a way to water it.
And I had mentioned that to somebody. I don't remember who I talked to it about,
I
but
don't know, I don't know the environmental aspect of that water, but that's,
You can't water it with that because we don't have the right stuff to treat it with.
yeah, something about the
Yeah.
filtration or something.
Yeah, you have to have different kind of, Alamogordo has a different kind of system and they can treat their water to water their parks that way, but we don't have that kind of treatment here.
I did hear, just in my research, looking around, that back piece of property, the back piece, and I think I talked to you about it, it might possibly be able to get water. I don't know who, like, I assume since it's your property you have, because it looks like the ditch has been used. I don't know, that's just something to look at.
We'll investigate that more so when we get to it, but, again, like I say, hopefully by baseball season it's done, but at least by football season next year, you'll have a place to practice.
We appreciate
Are you
that.
talking about
Thank
the
you.
water, the concrete ditch then against that east fence?
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking that it,
I saw that too. It looks like it's been years since it's been used, but I don't know. We have water rights.
and
for
there's
that.
grass back there already. It's where
Mhm.
there's horses in there right
Yeah,
now.
we also have to get the horses off that property that somebody's
Yeah,
using.
there's horses back there that don't belong there,
But
but.
it's got grass already.
Is it?
Okay.
I didn't walk out there to see
Is
like
this-
how, but it's an option.
Yeah,
That's an option. We can talk about that.
yeah, we'll go out
It's
and
close
take
to
a
the
look.
senior center, so there is water lines over there, so.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
follow
there
the
are
spells.
water lines over
Yeah.
there too. Yeah.
And I thought even if I have to, during the season, I'll just get a porta potty put out there to get us by for a while
Okay,
for the bathroom
That'll work.
situation.
yeah. You have a place? Cool.
Yep. So, okay, guys, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm all for it, so I make a motion to approve it.
Okay, I'll
I'll
second it.
second.
We got second and third it.
All those in
Appreciate you
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Motion
guys. I
passed.
appreciate you. I do want to invite you guys out Saturday. We're having a football game. Our youth and Pee-wee's playing. Come check it out. It's pretty good. Good watching. Their Pee-wee's are undefeated, so.
Wow.
I want to also say one more thing. Geraldine, thank you. Your police presence has really helped us out there. There was many times that I've gone out there at night to turn off the lights, and it's nerve-wracking getting out of my car. But you guys have passed by 2 or 3 times a night when we're there, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, number 11, Isaiah Chavez individuals wanting to give a presentation to reintroduce the Rose Festival event. This is a discussion only.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees. I'm Isaiah Chavez. I work down at the village. I do everything down there. I'm here to have a proposal to bring back the Rose Festival in 2026. I'm just need a little bit of support from our, our community to get going on this. I brought a little bit of support behind me already. Greg and also Chris were up. They're both out here supporting me. I just wanted to see if we can get it going. I just need to go.
Well, I think we all would like to see it going. There are parameters that we will need to talk about because at one time this was a scholarship function. And I definitely think to bring it back, you guys need to make it a scholarship function. Or an event. I don't think you have to have a pageant like they used to. But I think you could find another way to give a scholarship to somebody. There's other ways to do it, where it would involve both females and males and not just one. It was very big at the time. I don't know, I know Pat remembers the Rose Festival. I mean, it was one of our biggest events in this town.
Yes, ma'am.
Floats, everybody did their floats and the paper roses or regular roses. It was such a fun time.
This town was alive, you know what I
It
mean?
was alive, and
Yes, ma'am.
and we used to have the little carnival come. We used to have just so many things that were going on for our kids and for everybody. And I think it's a great idea. It's a lot of work. It's
It is
gonna
a lot
be a
of work.
lot of work for you guys. I'm not gonna lie, but I think, you know, some of it is, the reason it hasn't started is because it's gonna take more than one person.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, Mr. Rep brought it up, but he was alone at that time. And I think it's something that it's gonna take more than the three of you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you're gonna have to get people to volunteer, but you also need to make sure that you invite Muscalero and you invite, you know, Alamogordo. I mean, I know that sometimes Alamogordo doesn't participate, but, you know, the invitation's there.
Yes.
And we need to open up our city, our village to other people. But I think it's a great idea. If you know, what do you guys think?
Great idea.
It's about time.
Yeah,
Yes,
we've been all wanting this because it really comes to a very fun time. Your baseball teams, every school people, they, you know, everybody does a parade. They usually do it in May, you know? Yeah, that's nice. And it's usually done in May. You know, when you guys get your plans together and you know what you want to do, then you bring it to the board and we'll vote. But just like, we always try to help out any organization that helps.
We didn't want to,
Again,
we didn't want to give too much information until we talk about it and actually
Right.
plan it. Yeah, we have quite a bit of volunteers already. We need a lot of more volunteers. We're on Facebook, Tularosa Rose Festival 2026
163 followers.
so far. So we already have a little bit of support,
well, they
you know
can
what I mean?
follow,
And
but the
we just,
volunteering is different.
of course, of course, of course.
I have an event on here to ask for volunteers to show up at we're gonna do a planning meeting. So kind of just putting out the interest probes already.
And so if, you know what I mean, if our community can show up and, you know what I mean, give a little bit of feedback on, you know what I mean, a little bit of what everyone plans on doing, you know,
Yeah.
just a little bit of support. We need
I think the board would be happy if you guys would do this. I think everybody's behind it. I don't think there's a soul that's against this. And especially your downtown vendors, you have your parade go down and downtown vendors get exposure. And you could do, you know, like where they're doing the farmer's market over there, you could do vendors over there.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
would be a nice aspect of it, you know? Maybe we can get, maybe you guys can get something for the kids, jumping balloon, something, okay?
Yes, that's a plan, is to do it for our community, yeah.
And I'm glad you have pride in your community and pride in your job.
I do, I really do, you know I do.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
You mentioned the scholarship idea, and I wasn't aware of that. I moved back to Tularosa about 3 years ago. So I never really attended the Rose Festival, but I always went to the fiestas when I was a kid. Scholarships, maybe I just get your opinion. What do you think? Should we do maybe arts and crafts or?
You could do both. You could do a writing contest, you could do an arts and crafts, you know.
What about like growing roses? Like who can grow the nicest rose or something?
You know, writing contest and arts and crafts leaves it open to
Yeah.
your high school kids, you know.
Yeah.
Gives them a chance to either, just set up your scholarship. You can give two if that's what you want to do. But
Okay.
again, or you can give one, but it leaves it open. It used to be a pageant and girls participated in it. I know my daughter participated in it.
Right.
And, you know, it was fun. Everybody liked it. You know, we all went to the pageant and we saw it, but you guys could do the same thing and, you know, make you a stand, you know, like a grandstand where you, and when the winners show up, you know,
Yes, ma'am.
introduce it to everybody. Yes.
Yeah,
That's,
okay.
I think it's a perfect idea. What do you guys all
I
think?
like those ideas.
Well, I think we got two individuals here that are good leaders. I know, Greg, you're organized, you can get behind this. You got 153 followers right now. You can double that really easy.
You know, and you're right. And then there's the Tularosa, is it the Tularosa Arts and Crafts Society? You could, you could get them involved because
That's our
if you're
plan.
doing the
Yeah,
art
get-
part, they could judge the art part. They could be doing the art part.
We want to
We've already
get,
talked to
yeah,
Heather
we
about
want to get as much as our community as we can involved. We want to get everyone involved pretty much, so.
He's already talked with a few merchants on Granado Street as well. Like Heather Kaufman at the distillery and
her Desert Spoon. She also is in volunteering with the arts and history, so,
It'd be nice if
We
you
can
guys
definitely get
all
them on
combine
board.
efforts and use it, everything.
yeah.
I think it's a great thought.
I think we've got a good start. We
Yes.
just
I
gotta
think you do.
put it together.
Okay, thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh,
Come back and visit us, please.
Do we have permission to put up some flyers around town? Just wanna make sure.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
reason for that. You can do that.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you doing that for us, really, we do.
Thank you.
Any old business?
Yeah, where are we sitting with our plat survey? I know we voted on that a while back. Are we gonna actually do a plat survey? Cause we voted to approve it, so. I'm
All
just
except for
wondering.
the fact is the price on it is very expensive, and I don't know if we can afford it. We're gonna have to look at what we can get for it, you know? And I know Rebecca, you and I talked about that, but it's a very expensive cost.
It really is.
It's very expensive. You're not talking chump change, you're talking big money. And we've called 2 or 3 of them and they all want the same. It's pretty well in the ballpark of $200-300 difference. But you know, I don't know. We can bring it up and talk about it again, Mark, and see if that's what we want to do. We can get some estimates and see. Rebecca, maybe you could get some estimates by next meeting and we can talk about it and see
Okay.
what it's in, okay?
Sounds good.
Any more old business? Any new business? Okay. I do have new business, okay. As much as we put the cameras out there and we're trying to get everything done and see, it's very hard, even with the cameras, to see what's going on in that park over there. And I'm made a suggestion, and we're gonna look into it, but I think it might be a really good idea is to completely fence off that park, the grassy area. Not any of the other, but just the grassy area where they lay, sleep, you know, everything else, smoke crack, whatever, you know, and that is happening. And I think our citizens right now are being tormented, teased, some of them attacked. We've got to stop this. This has to be stopped. We tried the cameras. It's hard to see because I can see, I sat in the parking lot the other day and I saw what I know what they do. They know the cameras are there, so they get their little backpack and they turn far away, get behind a tree, and get their stuff out, okay? I saw that the other day. I did make those individuals leave the park. I did call the police, but, you know, the police, unless they see it, they can't do anything about it. But as those individuals were leaving the park, there was a group of 6, 7, 8 kids. It was kind of around 6-ish, somewhere around there, were playing basketball. Not paying attention to anybody, just being kids, having a good time, you know, playing their basketball game. And these individuals started walking down towards Posey. And darned if they didn't stop to go and bother these kids, which before they could get there, bothered the kids too much, I got there. But I'm only one person. I can't do everything. Geraldine can't do everything. She, you know, the thing is, the police can't, they're doing domestics, they're doing traffic stops, you know, there's 100 things that Geraldine and the police department do. We can't sit there and watch it 24/7. And I've had meetings with Mr. Little and Muscalero, and it's just really hard. And I think at this point, if we fence it off, we put a lock on it, lock it at nighttime, and put that sign up, no trespassing, when Geraldine and when the cops find them there, they can actually prosecute them for no trespassing, you know, and do that, and put a lock on that gate. And I think we need to close it for winter. I mean, who's out there in the wintertime, you know, playing in there? You know, maybe close it for the winter. Maybe, you know, change the hours of it from 10 to 6, you know, or 7, something like, or in the winter, change it from 10 to 6. And then in the summer, you know, change it. But I think we need to do something seriously about this, you know. We had one individual that was attacked. You know, he's in the hospital. We don't, you know, he's been in the hospital for 2 or 3 months now. I think it's crazy that, you know, most of this is not Tularosa residents. Most of it is not, you know, and I know you guys, when you see something go on, you call the police, but unfortunately, they're probably at a domestic, or they're probably at a, you know, a CYFD exchange, or they're doing something that's, you know, that they can't get there. And that's the problem, is they know that, and they're smart. They use this system like, you know, they know what, you know, the cameras, they know where to hide, you know, unless we cut every tree down there, you know, and then what's the sense of having the park if we cut all the trees, right? So it's just, it's a headache, and we've got to do something about it. And
Well, I think Mescalero we need to have a meeting with them and do something about it, because even if you put a fence up around that park, they're gonna go to the other parks.
yeah, I know.
And,
I don't-
I mean, they sit out there in the ditch in front of my house. And I have to run them off, because they're right there using the restroom.
Well,
I don't think a fence is the answer. I think, you know, enforcement is, because, you know, why are we gonna fence our own residents out of a park that we're paying for tax money for? I don't think we should put up a fence. That's my opinion. My opinion is enforcement.
and how are you gonna enforce it with as little as we have?
As much as we can. I mean,
But how? I mean, Geraldine can't be there 24/7. I can't be there 24/7. Nobody in this place, and unless you guys want to volunteer and stay there, take shifts and watch it. That's the only way you're going to have enforcement, with somebody watching it 24/7. I'm not taking, this is a discussion for us only, not for the public. So what do you got? What do you think?
I don't know, I thought the police department, I thought Mescalero had a new jail up there. Why can't we?
It's not ready. It's not open. Right, correct, Geraldine? It's not open yet. And Geraldine, can you, we had that meeting with Chris Little. Can you tell him more or less what he said?
Well, we had the meeting basically for the Z-Trans, because we have a lot of them coming down, and a lot of them hanging out, and so we kind of downsized
The route.
Z-Trans routes going back up, or the pickup spots. But we did bring it up to their attention, and I did send a list of, gosh, probably about 30 or 40 Mescalero residents, you know, up to them, and I sent them another list of calls we had just at the park, and I want to say it was like 290 in 1 year that we had to that park. And Chris Little was gonna bring it up to the tribal leaders and see if there's anything or any ideas that they could come up with, maybe get BIA to pick them up, or I don't know. Because once they're off the reservation, you know.
And you have to realize,
Yeah.
some of them actually live here in Tularosa.
Yes.
So,
And it's hard. Last night I had a gal, she was injured, didn't want the ambulance, was coherent enough. I had to go back several times just to get her out of that park and get her just outside of the park, you know, but, you know, it's very hard, because you just can't like throw them in the middle of the road, you know.
and then the problem is they start passing out and needing medical help, and then
And then people attack them at night, yeah.
and then the people attack them at night, and then we have the hospital that, you know, after she sends 4 or 5 there in one day, they don't want them, you know, because really and truthfully, it's a detox situation. That's all it really is. They drink themselves till they're passed out. You can't move them. I mean, it's like dead weight. I'm at this point, I'm asking for help, because I know we can't man that park 24/7. We just can't do it. It's just, you know, even with the cameras, I could see, you know, Deidre couldn't see what they were doing, you know, and I was asking her, can you see that they're getting a crack pipe out? And she goes, they're behind that tree. I can't see it. What are we gonna do? Put cameras on every tree we have? We don't have that kind of money. You know, maybe a fence is not the answer, but we've got to find something. We have to find something. You know, our residents cannot be harassed while they're there. And, you know, it just, it's something we can't do, you know? We have to do something.
I know the sheriff's department has a camera system that they put around the county. Maybe we can have them put it there.
We have a camera system in
No,
place.
I'm just saying, they have another one that they can really detail
These are,
facial recognition and all that.
these are very detailed cameras. We put very detailed cameras in the park. Let's see, nobody's here. If Ralph was here, he could tell you. We've put very detailed. It's the fact that the trees are there. They go behind the trees, the cameras can't see them. You know, they go, then again, here's another thing they do. They go on Mrs. Tyler's property. They go over there and they walk up and to her property and sleep in her orchard and everything else, you know? And that's the problem, you know, the problem is I'm asking you guys, what do you think?
We just gotta try to figure something out. I don't know if a fence will do anything.
I don't know.
And I'd like to visit with some people after this meeting, if anybody has any ideas, since you can't participate with us. I have an idea or two, because this is frustrating, it's been going on for years now. And
What are you thinking?
the fence is, like I said, it'll keep them out, yeah, but what about our own people? And, I don't know. And they have as many, seem like they have as many rights as we do. We've used, in the past, to put them in jail, and then by the next day, we're footing the bill for them, right?
Right, well, I don't think that's the issue. I think you kind of have to have a little bit more evidence just to haul them off to jail, you know? That's the problem is, you know, there is a loitering law. Geraldine, I remember I told you I looked it up, and we might, it's adoptable with, it's an ordinance. The ordinance says if they're causing danger, they're interfering with activities that are going on in the park, that they're doing any of those things, that they have a right to trespass them, the village would trespass them. And then after the first time they're trespassed, and we would trespass them in all parks. Since they're abusing that park, we could trespass them in all parks. It's a loitering law, it's a loitering ordinance, actually, that we could adopt. And I know that Alamogordo has it, Carrizoso has it, there's another place that I saw it, I looked them up. And it kind of works for the fact that the police, it gives the police more power to pick them up, you know, to trespass them. And then if they go back on the property the second time, then that gives the police the right to arrest them for violating that ordinance. But we can look at doing it's a loitering ordinance. We can adopt that, and then we can put it up, would have to put a sign up there, no loitering. I really think that we need to change the time of our parks being closed, because 9 o'clock seems like a really late time. And that's, you know, by that time, people are, you know, in bed, kids aren't playing anymore. I think that maybe we should cut our times to
Winter and summer hours.
to a winter hours and put our signs up, you know, say parks are open from 10 to 5, you know. It gets dark, and then that gives them more right to get those people out of that park and not wait till 9 o'clock at night. You know how hard it is to see those people running in that park at nighttime? You know, they're behind trees, they're everywhere, you know? And I think, so let's talk, are you guys, you want me to look at the loitering ordinance? Okay. What do you think about that, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, Robert?
It's obvious something needs to be done, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Isn't there a public drunkenness
Huh?
ordinance? Isn't there ordinance from being drunk on public?
Yeah, but this is what they do. There is. It says no alcohol, okay. We can do the, is there an ordinance for public intoxication, Geraldine? Okay. Okay. It's in the same ordinance? Okay. So, I guess what we can try to do is when you get more officers on duty, try to enforce this as much as possible. If they know they're gonna go to jail, they need to go. And then we have, we have another problem. We have a residence here that picks them up and takes them up to his property and works them. I am assuming that's what they do. I'm not really sure, but, that's what he says. And then he brings them back to the park at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5, 6, 7 of them, and they're drunk. Because that's how he pays them, with alcohol, okay? And I don't know how we get that stopped, But something's we gotta get something done as far as that. So I'll look into the loitering. Right now, we'll put the fence project on hold until we can do this. Or, you guys don't want it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we can look at the loitering ordinance, and maybe when Geraldine gets, she's down to her and Daniel right now because she doesn't have anybody else. And hopefully we're hiring a lieutenant pretty soon, and then Garnsy's coming back from, he'll be back in 4 weeks, well, he's 2 weeks, but he's taking 2 weeks off after he gets back. He'll be back on the force, that will be help, and then getting Dean here, cause, Dean can be her eyes for the park too,
Patrol guys.
The Mounted Patrol are pretty good too, but they are kinda only working weekends, so.
You use them anytime.
Yeah, Geraldine, are they just working weekends right now? The Mounted Patrol.
They come in on Fridays and Saturdays,
Uh-huh.
but this weekend they're doing their firearms quals training, so they won't be able to.
So it'd just be you guys this weekend, huh?
Daniel and me,
Daniel and you. Do they work weekdays at all?
every now and then,
Mhm.
but usually just Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, all right. So that was the only thing I had for new business. Anybody else have new business?